This morning, the American Heart Association issued a new warning on the potential health dangers of too much screen time for kids. 8 to 18-year-olds on average spend more than 7 hours a day looking at screens. That includes phones, computers, and video games. The association recommends children have no more than 2 hours of recreational screen time each day. Dr. Narula is a cardiologist and CBS News medical contributor. Tara, I feel like this is an intervention for me at home. I've got a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old.
And my family as well.
Who spend a lot of time using their screens.
Yes.
What does the study tell us?
So what we have found is that we don't have a lot of evidence yet to link screen time to long-term risk of cardiovascular disease, high cholesterol, diabetes. But we do have mounting evidence that links it to obesity. How does that happen? Well, we think that being in front of a screen, kids start snacking. They aren't paying attention to clues that might tell them, look, I'm full, I don't need to keep eating. So they're sort of tuned out. They're being exposed to food advertising. And then the blue light from the screen affects their ability to go to sleep. And we know that lack of sleep can play into risk of obesity. So
well, now that the two of you have both confessed to say, yeah, we have work to do at our own house, how do you even begin to implement a 2-hour rule? That just sounds so difficult to do.
It can be hard. And
I know we're the grown-up in the house. You take it away, I know, but how do you do that?
The problem is once they get used to it, then it's very hard to say, here's a crayons and a coloring book or jacks as
or go outside.
Right, exactly. But no, I think the point is parents need to be what we call a media mentor. You really need to be involved in terms of teaching your children, look, media can be beneficial, but this is how you have to use it in a healthy way. They need to encourage their kids to play outdoors, to have that face-to-face interaction, to set media-free zones like no screen time in the bedroom and media-free time. So let's talk at dinner and not use our devices or have the TV on in the background. And then I think they need to model good behavior. That's really important. So when you're with your kids, you really need to be good about putting your phone down or putting your tablet down and talking to your kids and being engaged, because they pick up on exactly what you're doing.
Well, we were saying, right, that we're always fascinated by seeing little kids. I mean, kids that are like not even in school yet, and they're able to navigate
That's
on an iPhone.
Yeah,
mine too.
And so Common Sense Media found that 42% of kids under 8 have their own tablet devices. I mean, it seems like we're fighting a losing battle here.
I think it's a reality of the world we live in, and that's why there are benefits to media. We can't just say blanketly that screens for kids are bad. You know, certainly it can introduce them to ideas, information, current events, even health education that they may not get normally. It can also connect them socially to people that may live far away geographically, so family and friends. It can allow them to be involved in school projects and assignments online that they might not have access to get engaged in community events. So there are benefits. And then one other thing is for groups that may feel socially isolated, for people who have chronic conditions, kids who have conditions or disabilities, it gives them a place that they can feel connected.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the parent has to say, nope, nope, nope.
You do. You have to be firm about it.
Also, shout out to public libraries.
Yes.
You can get all those things at a public library.
And there
Public
are
parks.
Sesame Street and PBS Kids do have well-reviewed apps and programming for kids. So.
And they have these things called bicycles. I heard of you.
Like Gayle saying, Jackson. Anybody know how to play
Like
jacks?
Jackson Hopscotch.